I have a question. I have actually a follow-up question pending the answer. Charlie, have you done a shoey?
I actually don't drink, so I haven't done a shoey. That's what's the funny thing as well, that people, spending time with Ty. Ty likes obviously his shoeys and drinking and partying, and yeah, I don't really do. I'm just on the waters, so yeah, so no shoeys for me.
I mean, that's cool, man. I respect that. I'll follow up with something different since the answer was no. You spoke a bit about sort of like the idea of forward thinking, right? And we've seen kickboxers transition to MMA, most successfully being Izzy, right? If we look at it recently, at least. What do you think about the lead up time and the preparation time for the grappling aspect? I'm not sure if you have any grappling background or experience, but knowing that that potentially is the plan, where do you see yourself in the need to prepare yourself for grappling while being in the middle of a fight?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously, I mean, the grappling is obviously a massive part of it. I think how I'm viewing the grappling at the moment is more from the defense sort of aspect. So I want to build my game first and foremost, on the defense, because my main priority is going to be trying to stay on my feet. So if I can have, that first sort of level of defense being the actual takedown defense off the cage in the middle of the ring or the middle of the cage, then that's good. And then slowly build other things from there, as opposed to, building, start trying to learn submissions, even though my main aim is to try and be on the feet. I think as I'm doing now, learn the defense, that takedown defense, and then start building all the other aspects of the grappling on top of that as well. Because obviously you need to have a well-rounded game, and your grappling in MMA actually builds into your striking as well, and the threat of the grappling. And yeah, if people obviously know they can just take you down, then they won't be scared of your striking as well. So yeah.
I have a follow-up question for Joseph. If the answer was yes to the shoey, what was going to be the follow-up? Were you going to ask him to take a shoey right here, right now?
No, man. I mean, Dennis, you're awesome. No, I was gonna be like, yeah, hey man, I gotta know the Shuey story, right? Like felt like that was gonna be a great concept. Was tell us the Shuey story.
I'll tell you, I got I guess a good shoey story was straight after I don't know, you might have seen the videos, but after Ty beat Struve, but we're in Abu Dhabi and there's all the sheiks sort of watching as well, and I'm pretty sure is alcohol banned, or there's some...
Yeah, it's a dry country, but they have alcohol. Yep.
Yeah. So they didn't, and I think because of COVID stuff as well, they didn't want Ty to do the shoey in the cage or wherever. So literally, as soon as we walk out of the cage, we're escorted to Dana White's private room, which is just like filled with just the most ridiculous buffet and just luxurious. And then all the Nelk boys are in there as well. And then Ty's just pumped up because he's just,
Is the Nelk boys the guys with that Steve Will Do It? Is that the Nelk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were at Fight Island for some reason, and they were just doing weird stuff, just doing crazy stuff the whole time. But yeah, and then just from, so we got all these COVID restrictions, and then, doing the tests, we did about 6 tests while we're there. We're having the nose swabs and all stuff like that, making sure we're social distancing, masks everywhere. Then straight after Ty wins, he's in Dana White's room with the shoe, getting all the Nelk boys to spit in it, and then doing the shoey there. Just in the it's just a funny situation. Just one of those moments where you're just like I never saw this coming, like this whole environment.
Now, have you ever asked him, because look, growing up in Australia, I will say the shoey, we all know about it. It isn't an uncommon thing. It's a bit uncommon, obviously, to do it as much as Ty does it, but it's not a new thing. Where did the spitting in the shoe come from, though? Do you know
I think it's just like that. I think people just when they're with their mates, they just have competitions of who can do the most ridiculous stuff, and then things just develop from there. Like he's told me other stories of things that his mates will do on these benders that I'm not going to share on a public platform, but yeah, they're pretty wild. I think the shoeies aren't that crazy when you hear those stories.